Hello there folks, welcome to Bognor Regis and welcome to part 2 of our exploration of the new Orbx scenery, True Earth GB South. So if you watched the previous video, we landed in what I thought was Goodwood, but then realising that obviously Goodwood is a grass strip. So we're at Bognor Regis, which is slightly further south. So that's cool. So the plan for today is we're going to take off and we're going to fly over to Sandown in the Isle of Wight, and then possibly, if we have time, just see how long that takes, go over to Solent, which is in Southampton, and then slowly basically making our way up to London, avoiding all the major airspace of Heathrow. So round that sort of west edge, we might even stop off in Bristol, have a look at South Wales and that sort of thing. So yeah, so hope you're okay with that. I'm gonna just turn the fuel on and we're gonna just get this thing up and running. So okay, I've also tweaked the sound, so I hope I had someone saying that my voice was a bit low in the previous video, so I hope that is now fixed. And let's just, I haven't got any views set up, but let's just jump outside so you can see this really rather nice aircraft. They really do pay attention to the smallest of details, and they have done an exceptional job, not just in the outside of this aircraft, but in the flight model as well. It really does fly like an Ikarus, which is what we want. So there we go, so all looking pretty nice. So let's just jump back in. Oh, that's the parking brake, sorry. I haven't got my views set up just yet, so excuse that. I will... Oh gosh, I'm going to have to go back in this way. Apologies, I will set up X camera and get that all working. Do a takeoff. The sounds on this are really nice actually. Ikarus has quite a distinctive sound, and they've done a fantastic job. Right, okay, let's put some flaps out and that'll do, and we'll just get this show on the road. So throttling up, releasing the brake, getting the mouse out of the way, and here we go. Oops. A little bit breezy today. We've got southwesterly breeze. And we're gusting to about 12 knots, something like that, so which is fine for this Ikarus. This can handle a crosswind, I think, of up to 15, or maybe it is 12. I can't quite remember. I should know. I actually don't fly the Ikarus much anymore. I fly a flight design aircraft, a CT2K, which is very, very nice to fly, a lot of fun. And yeah, so I'll be doing, as I do more of those flights in the real world, I'll be taking you guys along for that. Haven't flown for quite some time, but hope to put that right soon. A little bit cloudy today. And for some reason my trim button has stopped working. So I just need to go into the settings and check out why that isn't working. Apologies. Right. Pitch trim down. Pitch... Oh, it should be working. Okay. Maybe it's me. Oh no, it is working. It's just being a bit slow. Alright, so a lovely bored cloud right in front of us. So technically, this is not an IMC rated plane, so we should really be going underneath this, but we won't worry too much. I think it's safe to go through this cloud because there's no precipitation and there's no reports of any turbulence in the area, of course, because I've done all that weather checks before we took off, of course. There we go. So just wispy cloud, nothing to worry about. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Just because the whole point of this is to see the scenery, I will go ahead and just raise that cloud up a bit. Oops, we'll go to manually. Yeah, we'll not like that. We'll just do that. Alright, that should eventually give us a bit more visibility so we can see what we're doing. There it goes, it all melts away magically, revealing the true glory of Orbx True Earth. See what I did there? There we go. I mean, this scenery really is just second to none. Steve, in the comments of my last video, said, you know, the ortho sort of integration doesn't look quite as sharp as it would if you did, say, ortho level 18 or even 19. And in my reply, I think I do agree with that, but I think what makes this so magical is the auto-gen, for one, the buildings being very accurate and accurately placed, the trees, which are hugely improved over the normal auto-gen, so they're all hand-placed, so they are, at least I think they're hand-placed, I think I read that somewhere. So yeah, you just get a much better accurate representation, and also I think a hell of a lot of optimization has gone on with this, because in order to get these smooth frames and this amount of auto-gen, this amount of detail, is pretty amazing. It really is. I am getting a few micro stutters right now, but that's not uncommon when I record, and there's probably something going on in the background as well, and intentionally. So yeah, so I think given all that, it's pretty good. I have notched the world objects down too high, so I'll tell you what, as just a sort of an experiment, you can see there we're getting 44 to 48, just shy of 50 FPS, which is pretty good for the level of detail. This is what I've currently got on graphics here. So I've upped the anti-aliasing, so I could probably come back on that, and I could probably afford to do this. Now this is going to take a little bit longer to load, but I'll fast forward this so you don't have to wait. So we will see you in a few seconds. Okay, so we are back. We are now on high with the auto-gen. Let me just get rid of that, and you can see we're hovering. Actually, if anything, it's more stable. So go figure. I don't know. Really weird, but yeah, 48 to 50 frames with high maximum auto-gen, which is pretty awesome. So there we go. I'm going to do one more thing. Sorry to be a pain. I'm going to increase the visibility. Now that will have an effect on frame rates in a negative way. So let's see how we go there. So, oops. Yeah, so we're down a good 8 to 10 frames, but still smooth, and that's the important thing for me. Beautiful, beautiful scenery down there, and loads of auto-gen. So give it a try. You might well find that you can notch things up more than you are used to with this scenery, which is, you know, really good. And of course with X-Plane 1130, it's the beta coming out, that is going to give us even more performance, so I can't wait to try that out. Bit of slight lighting issue down there, maybe, I'm not quite sure. Something not looking 100%. That is pretty rare, actually. I haven't really noticed any anomalies like that. So yeah, so we've got this crossing, which will be a little bit boring, but we can still see the scenery down there. That's Portsmouth. No, it's not. It's Southampton. Over there. We're probably over Portsmouth now. No, that is Portsmouth, isn't it? Southampton's further along, I think. Anyhow, we're heading this way towards Sandown, which is a grass strip. And we'll see the coast of the Isle of Wight as we do so. And as I said, we're going to make our way probably up to Solent Airfield, or airport I should say, which is Southampton. And then maybe go to a few in Wiltshire, maybe a couple of grass strips, up to Bristol. And then from Bristol probably inland and maybe end up somewhere, I don't know, Redhill, and then up into London City to do some sightseeing, so, and just to check out the scenery. So we'll get a good sort of overview of the main part of the area. This goes all the way up to the Midlands, which is quite interesting. And I'm not sure how much of Wales, if any, that it's got. I haven't checked out. I know it's got something like 42,000 square miles, something like that, which is huge. So for £29, that's what I paid. I think it's exceptionally good value, and you know, given the performance you get with it. And again, I'm not sponsored to say that. I did pay for this out of my own money. This is my own view. This is not in any way biased, as are all of my reviews. If I get sent something for free, I'll always tell you, but most of the time I buy these things and review them with my honest opinion. In other news, I have been given a copy of the Fly Inside flight sim, which is built specifically for VR, so I'm going to be doing a review video of that. I've had a bit of time with it, not loads, but a little bit, and I have to say I'm quite impressed with certainly the VR capabilities of it, but I wasn't expecting that much visually, but it's actually really nice in VR. So expect a video. I can't guarantee that's going to be really soon, but I'll do it sort of as soon as I can. I'm actually off to Thailand next week for 6 days for work. So yeah, I'm going to be travelling quite a bit. I'm going to vlog some of that. So yeah, so expect some vlogs and things, which will be fun. So I just want to go slightly out of the coast here so we can see that coastline of the Isle of Wight, which does look very cool indeed. Very nice. And we should be passing the airfield that I've forgotten the name of. Apologies to anyone living in the Isle of Wight. Should have checked that. You can let me know in the comments, guys, what the main airport of the Isle of Wight. Oh, boy, we've frozen. That's a bit strange. Anyway. Right, so I'm going to lose some of this altitude, come off the throttle, and we'll descend down, have a look at the coastline, and get ready for a landing. And that does look incredibly good, I have to say. I hope you guys agree. I hope it comes across as well on the video. I know YouTube does some strange things with compression and things, but on my screen right now it looks absolutely beautiful in its own way, you know, in a very English kind of coastline type of a way. It'd be nice to see how they depict some of the Jurassic coast, because that truly is beautiful, again in a different way to this. Being very diplomatic, not to offend any native Isle of Wighters. There we go. Should we check out a bit of the night lighting? Very nice. It definitely has a signature sort of Orbx-y look. I mean, obviously because it's made by Orbx, but do you know what I mean? It's kind of, the lights are a bit, maybe a bit kind of globy. Does that make sense? They're kind of round little, I don't know whether lights appear like that in real life or not. I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking. It would also be quite nice to see a bit more in the way of, if you look at these lights down here and then look at them way off in the distance, they all seem orange in the distance, whereas these seem a mixture of sort of white or certainly a lesser bright orange. So I don't know, it'd be nice to see that off in the distance as well. I'm guessing that's to do with frame rates and optimization and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm really nitpicking here. I don't mean to complain. It's not really a complaint, it's just an observation really. But yeah, that's looking pretty nice at night time, especially the airfields and built up areas. See that lovely church down there? Excellent stuff. Right, let's go back to daytime so we can fully appreciate the really nice ground textures, and especially of the beach down there. Beautiful. Alright, so onward to Sandown. Again, I'm not sticking to any proper flying rules here. We're just sort of doing a tour around to take in the views more than anything. So feel free to post everything that I'm doing wrong, but it's not really the focus of this mini series. But yeah, beautiful coast down there. Look at that, really nice. It'd be nice if they integrated the animated waves a bit more. Obviously, I don't know how that works with coding, but I don't know. That's probably its own challenge. But I don't know. Maybe we're expecting too much. But that does look fantastic on its own. Looks a bit unrealistic because obviously the waves are static. But I don't know. Maybe they'll fix that at some point. Not the end of the world if they don't. I don't know why my trim is misbehaving. See, it's trimmed all the way down. And now it's sort of trimmed. There's something up with that. I think I need to calibrate my controls somewhat. So in the next video I hope to have my X camera set up with some nice views, so I'll be able to give you proper views using that rather than just views like this. But you know, hopefully this is a realistic view. This is what you would see if you're flying an aircraft. You wouldn't get outside views and stuff, but yeah, it's always good to see that, I guess, if we're checking out some scenery. Right, so there's Sandown over to the right here, so we'll get this thing set up for landing. And with some weird trim going on, that's alright. So, landing light is on, we didn't turn it off, but we'll turn our fuel pump on as we get configured. So I'm coming off the throttle, holding the nose up. I want to stay around 1,000 feet really at this stage, but we will slow down. Put the stage of flap out. And just have a look over our right shoulder. There's the threshold just going over the back of the aircraft there. And we've got some lovely, what looks like some really nice farm buildings and some pylons down there, which is cool. Very, very accurate. And of course the stylistic houses, which I didn't think would make that much difference, but it really does. Looks great. Vegetation as well, very, very accurate. Okay, we'll go full flat now. Try and control that ballooning. And just try and get the aircraft to slow down. It's a lot easier when you've got that full flap out. It is a bit like slamming on the brakes, but it's rather a slippery little aircraft. Look at that scenery. That is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Incredible. Right, okay, let's get this thing lined up. We're a bit high actually, so we'll just come off the throttle and descent a bit. We're coming in high and fast. That's never good. Never mind. Quite a long runway here. And a full flap. As soon as you raise that nose, this thing will, the airspeed will bleed off pretty quickly. But this is probably going to be a fairly bumpy landing. Let's see. Might be right. Still a bit fast, but never mind. Oops. I was going to say a touch of left rudder, but that was a touch too much. And we are down. Yeah, a little bit bumpy, but not too bad. But yeah, a little bit high and fast coming in there, but on the whole, we survived. So we'll go flaps up, and we'll get off the runway here. And look at that. Really nice terminal buildings. Always got that sort of frictiony issue with X-Plane on grass. You really have to give it some welly to get off the grass there. But there we go, we've even got a static aircraft, we've got a truck, UPS freight there. Buildings are a bit basic, but you know, this is not this is just what would be, of course, default scenery, which is pretty good, much better than the standard default scenery, and I'm guessing these buildings are pretty accurate given that that's what this software does. So bringing her to a stop and putting the brakes on. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and hope you're enjoying this journey around some of the sites of the south coast, and like I said, going up to Solent next and then onwards towards Bristol, probably making a stop before there though, and then eventually coming back round, avoiding as much as we can any airspace of Heathrow, and going in towards London, central London, having a look at the sites there. Maybe we'll continue up, who knows, maybe we'll go up into you know, the north, which is, you know, past Watford, and see how far this scenery goes. Maybe we'll dip into Wales as well. I don't know, I'm thinking out loud. Let me know what you think. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for tuning in. As always, my name is Wayne, and this is the Luna's World channel. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all very, very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Speak to you soon. Cheers.